everyone. So it's that time of the month again when the full moon is happening and stuff. So, you know, I get witchcraft done on me on the regular. But when it's like a full moon or things like that, it just hits. God allows it to hit so that I can work on myself, you know. It's like these people, they send their dark magic. They send whatever the hell they want to send. And then this time around, they had to do it big because, this is the thing. Because I've survived it, and it came from karmic family, right? Um, Secret societies. And then everybody else that was involved, which is a lot of people. They needed to, make it effective. Hell, even like, well, let me not go there. But a lot of people are involved, right? So I'm still here and I'm speaking on it. Although I come up here and I speak a lot on healing and about finding God within, right? I also have to share my story and speak about the things that I've overcame and the things that God has allowed me to endure so that I could glorify Him. That's part of my contract. So, what? Yesterday was a full moon. Tonight's a full moon. The same old stuff. But you'll notice that, like, I have a filter on right now. But you'll notice that, like, I'll start looking sick or something, and then like 6 days later, I'll just go back to my natural self. I find it to be not entertaining, but it's like purifying for me. I had like there's things that I have to heal on, and then it just gets illuminated for me. But that's not what I wanted to come up here and speak on. I wanted to speak on having an identity, right? And so for me, one of the things that I took back when I decided to heal and I decided to choose myself, the thing that I took back was my identity, was my voice. I reclaimed my voice. I reclaimed my identity, which at that time I did not know what it was or who I was because I was so engulfed in the false programming and on the false narratives that I myself began to believe the false narratives too at some point, right? And then I was under a lot of witchcraft that I didn't even know existed. And yeah, the point is that I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I wanted. I didn't use my voice. I was like not seen or heard. And because of the things that were done to me and the things that were still being done, it wasn't like something believable. It was just so like the person that orchestrated all of this person did so much that if I were to come up here and just start saying all the things that I know, it would be unbelievable, right? Which is why it was so important for them to keep me quiet, right? And for me to be participating in the false narratives by being the person that they said I was. For example, right? I used to be on drugs before, right? So that was part of the false narrative, like, she's a drug addict, she doesn't know what's going on, blah 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 blah, right? Meanwhile, people are doing witchcraft behind the back to make me be that way. You get what I'm saying? Or like, she's not all there, right? But then you're sending like chaos spirits in the background, or suicide spells and things like that. So it was like because I was unaware of what they were doing, I would actively be participating in the false narrative, and then so it'll make it believable because I was a willing participant without realizing that I was a willing participant. I don't know if that makes sense, right? That's why it's important that we reclaim our power back and that we separate from the false programming, because sometimes we don't realize that we are participating in something that we don't even want to participate in. I don't know if that makes sense. But moving on. So I wanted to speak about the reclaiming my identity back, reclaiming my power, reclaiming my voice. So my voice was a big one. I didn't speak a lot before, especially about the things that mattered to me, or the things that were done to me, or the things that I even did because I was ashamed. I was walking around with shame and guilt and remorse, and then I cared too much about how other people would look and what they would think that I prefer to remain silent, right? And so I speak on this because there's a lot of us out there like this, because we are groomed in this matrix where we are programmed to behave in a certain way, or hold a place for certain people, that we forget that we ourselves need to hold a place for ourselves as well, right? And what I mean by that is that because of what society says, and like social standings, and respect your mother, honor your father, blah 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 type of scenario, we end up putting the knives inside of ourselves to protect other people that don't even want to be protected or don't deserve to be protected. And it cost us to lose ourselves. It cost us our sanity. It cost us our self-worth. And for me, it cost me more than that, It cost me seeing myself as somebody worthy, somebody who was deserving of equal give and take, of reciprocity, of having peace, of being worthy of love, right? Because I kept giving what I wanted to receive. I kept giving unconditional love. I kept giving mutual respect, generosity, kindness, joy, peace. And then I just kept getting hate, right? And in accepting that which I didn't deserve, I would lose a piece of me over and over and over again, right? And when all I wanted was acceptance, I got rejection. I got abandonment.